Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Sunday Assembly, Nashville. I'm James Arledge. Even though I'm new to Sunday Assembly, I was asked, along with several others, to choose a song to be performed for today's service. I can tell you that no hymns were chosen. I chose a song titled Voila Religion. Because I'm non-religious, I chose this song because it expresses my true feelings about religion. It was written by and will be performed by one of our very own Stephen Phelps, who, along with so many others, voluntarily pitch in and contribute their time, talents, skills, creativity, whatever we can come up with to make this Sunday assembly happen. That's the way it works. There is no doctrine, there is no deity. So to get things rolling, here's Stephen Phelps with a little help from the unnamed assembly band performing the debut of Voila Religion.
Thank you, James. This is a 100,000-year-old story about Neanderthal Ned. He was all cuddled up and cozy in his Neanderthal bed.
When the lightning started flashing, the thunder started clapping, and all that commotion put an end to Ned's napping.
My transcendental thoughts started running through his head. He decided that there must be an imaginary man controlling all the world with a magical hand. And the moment old Ned came to this decision,
In the twinkling of an eye,
voila, religion. It's just that easy. Now, Brother Joe Smith claimed divine inspiration from the angel Moroni. Some say old Joe received a revelation. Some say baloney.
he was digging in the ground up in New York State when he shoveled up a box full of golden plates.
He had to use a peepstone just to read what was on it.
Peekaboo.
So he wrote himself a book to tell about the vision, saying you can have a planet, but you gotta go on mission. Found a flock of folks who would follow his tuition.
Holy underwear Batman.
Voila, religion.
What about the Vikings?
Their religion was striking.
What about the Greeks?
Show enough religious freaks. Don't forget the Egyptians, the Hindus, and the Christians. You can choose one or the other.
Or just make up another.
But what about the free thinkers who rely on the factual to determine what is true? The good-hearted skeptics who deny the supernatural and all the woo-woo-woo.
They don't wanna flagellate, take up serpents undulate, wear a burqa or a yarmulke, obey the 10%.
Well, there ought to be something they can believe in too. He started out in Kansas with a young contrarian with just a meatball and some spicy marinara. Now anybody can be a pastafarian.
Wear a strainer on your head.
Mamma mia, religion.
Hey, spaghetti monster, shine on us today. Show us the beauty of thy new way.
Religion. Voila! Just had religion. Will somebody please pass me that garlic bread, the Parmesan cheese?
All right, welcome everybody everybody to Sunday Assembly Nashville. We're really thrilled that you are here with us today. We're going to do another song right now, so I'm going to ask a couple other people to join us on the stage. In the meantime, you don't have to stand, you don't have to clap, you don't have to dance, but it's a heck of a lot more fun if you do. So why don't you all stand up with us, stretch a little bit, we're going to have some fun here. Take it away, ladies.
Come on, Franco. I know there's pain. Why do you lock yourself up in these chains? No one can change your life except for you. Don't ever let anyone step all over you. Just open your heart and your mind. Is it really fair to feel this way inside? Oh, someday somebody's gonna make you wanna turn around and say goodbye. Until then, baby, are you gonna let them hold it down and make you cry? Don't you know, things will change, things will go your way if you hold on for one more day. Things will go your way, on for one more day. Sorry. You can sustain, or are you comfortable with the pain? You got no one to blame for your unhappiness. You got yourself into your own mess, letting your worries pass you by. Don't you think it's worth your time to change your mind? Oh, someday somebody's gonna make you wanna turn around and say goodbye. Till then, baby, are you gonna let them hold you down and make you cry? Don't you know, things will change, things will go your way if you hold on for one more day. Can you hold on for one more day? Things will go your way. Hold on for one more day. I know that there is pain, but you hold on for one more day and you break free from the chains. Yeah, I know that there is pain, but you hold on for one more day and you break free from the chains. Someday somebody's gonna make you wanna turn around and say goodbye. Until then, baby, are you gonna let them hold you down and make you cry? Don't you know, things will change, things will go your way if you hold on for one more day. Hold on. Don't you know, things will change, things will go your way if you hold on for one more day. If you hold on for one more day, things will go your way. Just hold on, hold on.
All right, everybody. Go ahead and have a seat. You already did. Now's the time when I usually get to introduce the host today. Jeremy, you think that video's going to work? But let's watch this first. Cool. It's fun to be part of that. Well, welcome to Sunday Assembly Nashville. As I mentioned just a second ago, I'm normally not the guy that gets to host, but today I get to host. I'm so excited. Yay! So today you came for a very lucky day, not because I get to host, but because it's our 3-year anniversary. And I can tell just by looking over this group as a whole, and so many people are here, that there are a lot of people at the very, very first one. Raise your hand if you were. How cool is that? Okay, so yeah, we had, well, we're going to hear all about that in the course. A couple keeping items. If you haven't figured out already, there's a male restroom conveniently located right outside this door. For all of you females, unfortunately, you have to go down the stairs if you want anything besides a one-seater that I'm told is down the hall. But that's the direction you need to go for anything and everything. So we're going to have a great time today. How many of you all is your first time here? Raise your hand for me. Holy smokes. Do me a favor. Stand up. Stand up so we can say hello to you. Wow. Sweet. So one little perk of what I get to do is, so we have the Sunday Assembly Nashville meetup group, which you guys are probably aware of, and I find out the new members that come in. So if you signed up as you wanted to find out about us on meetup.com, we get to know about it. So I'm curious, Robert, if you recently signed up to Sunday Assembly Nashville and you're here today, raise your hand. No. What about Josh Tidwell? Is Josh Tidwell here today? Oh, man. Okay. Well, we'll try to play that game later because somebody's getting a T-shirt today. All right. So, my name is not Adam Newtown, but that was my fault. Sunday Assembly, 3.5 years ago, was founded by this woman with Fritos in her hair. Oh, and this man with birds on both his shirt and his pants. That's Sanderson and Pippa Jones. They are the founders of Sunday Assembly. About 3.5 years ago, these two are professional comedians in London. They had a not-so-divine revelation about this need for greater community, being secular individuals. And they decided, hey, we also really like to get together and have a good time and sing songs and do what they would coin as all the best bits of church just without the God stuff. They founded Sunday Assembly. And so in London, the first one they had 200 people show up. And it was super energetic and awesome, I am told. The next month they had 400 people show up, and they've been exploding ever since. So obviously they felt like they tapped into something pretty cool. And they decided to take this message or this idea around the world and say, you know what, Sunday Assembly, if there's any city or village or town that wants one of these, we want to make it happen. Guess what? Nashville wanted one. There was, well, first of all, we were one of a lot of people. So what started as one grew to what is now today 70 across the entire world. And I can tell you that the list of people of countries and cities and villages that have signed up wanting to be part of this is more than we can handle right now. But that's super cool to be part of, and Nashville's right there in the mix. Sunday Assembly Nashville pretty much started with these guys that you see here. Actually, David, Lyle, and Landry, who are kind of in the back corner of that picture, connected with Sunday Assembly, Sanderson, and said, hey, listen, we heard you're coming through the States. Nashville wants to do something like this. Make it happen. And so Sanderson said, yes, you make it happen. We'll be here on a Thursday, and go. So we got some songs together, and we got some speakers together, and we found a hip, cool place in East Nashville, and we started off on this journey. It was kind of cool because, we had news cameras there at the very beginning. Everybody was interested, and we'll talk about that in a little bit of a second. But we also have grown to have a little bit of fun ourselves. So we won't be wearing Franco might be wearing bird outfits, but anyway, so our second Sunday Assembly was our first official one on their own. And so there's a lot of memories that I have about that assembly. One in particular, was actually a reading that my friend Cornel did for the first time. And understand, we did not know each other at all. We were just these people that were coming together because we needed this community, and so we're all in the same room. And then Cornel read what Georgia, my good friend Georgia, oh wait, I totally skipped stuff. I'm sorry, you have to wait. Our theme of today and our motto at Sunday Assembly is live better, help often, wonder more. We are a secular congregation that celebrates life. There, as James said, there is no doctrine, there's no deity. We are not going to tell you what to believe. We're certainly not trying to pitch you anything beyond that. We're going to focus all of our efforts on live better, help often, and wonder more today. Because I believe that one or all of these are something that we as individuals can rally behind. So now we're going to read The Value of Us by Cornel Boyson, read by Miss Georgia Phelps. Give her a hand.
Happy anniversary, Sunday Assembly Nashville. Yay. I first want to say that I'm so super honored to be able to read this for my dear friend Cornel, who wrote this, and I think it's super prophetic because we were in our infancy when he wrote this, and it was just a vision of what we could be and become, and I believe we've actually grown into our skin here. So listen carefully, and you'll see that we've actually done some of the things that were actually predicted in this model. So Cornel is in the audience. His voice might not make it through, so I asked him to come up here and hold my hand with me and be united, but he's taking pictures, and that might be even more valuable.
I'm a relative. I'm his son, so we're going to do that.
This is Marcel. Okay, I just wanted to channel that energy, that South African accent that I'm not going to be able to do. Okay, and we'll need a page turner. Okay. This is entitled The Value of Us. And just remember when it was written, before we were even much of an entity. There is a group of individuals who might bristle at the mere thought of being called a group. Some of these people are fierce in their independence and purposeful in their attitude toward life. Others are more laid back and accommodate different viewpoints. Some have reached their current disposition through years of spiritual abuse. Others just never bothered to buy into the dogma. There are dreamers who live by intuition and treasure the value of spirituality. Others feel more comfortable in their hygienic world of logic that kills any myth at sight. A certain section of this group will accommodate and tolerate while gently refuting the wily reasoning of believers, while others will obliterate the walls of ignorance with violence. Yet another group just wants to live their lives in peace. Some of us are philosophers and thought leaders, but most of us are just normal human beings from every aspect of society, a generous slice of the pie of humanity. We are mothers and fathers, doctors and lawyers, runners and artists, thinkers and dreamers. We talk, feel, and love like any other human being. We laugh and think and struggle. We live and strive and die. We describe the small nuances of our differences with all kinds of exotic terms: atheist, agnostic, humanist, skeptic, freethinker. Yes, even in how we refer to ourselves, there is a relentless individualistic streak. Non-believer, disbeliever, or unbeliever. Did the corners of your mouth just turn downward at those last three terms? Many of us hate to be defined by what we are not. I, Cornel, am no more a non-believer than I am a non-Republican, non-Martian, and non-Russian. Defining me by what I am not is ridiculous. For now, let's just refer to ourselves as freethinkers. With our unassailable individualism established and our philosophical variety confirmed, it is no wonder that we tend to view any form of formal gathering with a certain amount of suspicion. Those of us who have never attended religious meetings see no need why freethinkers should start now. And those of us who still remember the trappings of religion squirm when we think we might be part of a group again. Some might paint dystopian pictures of a leader that tells you what to think and a certain hierarchy in the movement that might lead people in the wrong direction or steal their money. When we hear about money matters in religious organizations, we are reminded of small European villages with massive cathedrals or the mansions of affluent televangelists. However, if we have an organization, we need to pay for facilities or guest speakers. We will have to ask people for money. Soon that might metastasize into fundraisers or worse, bake sales. And in the words of a now somewhat famous U.S. citizen, ain't nobody got time for that. But according to Daniel Dennett, groups have an evolutionary advantage over individuals. He believes the three purposes of religion and why it developed are to comfort us in our suffering and allay our fears of death, to explain things we can't otherwise explain, and to encourage group cooperation in the face of trials and enemies. Any freethinker worth his or her self-ascribed label would reject the first two reasons, but the last reason is not so easy to dismiss. The value of a group that works together has been established beyond a doubt. Yes, there is a place for individual efforts, but it is the group that often excels with its ability to leverage the strengths of each individual for the benefit of the group while compensating for their weaknesses at the same time. What could a group of free thinkers achieve? Just look how various charities with a shared vision focus their efforts and money to achieve some philanthropic goal. The type of group effort would go a long way to busting the myth that free thinkers don't care for other human beings, and that we have become so enthused by our ability to overcome superstition that we have forgotten about the plight of the vast majority of humans on this planet. Quote, they don't have the love of God in their hearts, they say. That is why they don't care to give back to the world, unquote. That is quite a withering accusation that religious people tend to fling our way, and it stings because while we know it is not true, our collective behavior does not always reflect our care for humanity. A second reason why we might wish to set our differences aside and work together is to inspire. As much as we spurn the excesses on display in religious buildings, many of us still like to tiptoe around these monuments to the non-existent and marvel at the majestic columns or intricate stained glass windows. We don't have any in the building today. Darn.
They're underneath us.
We still get a thrill when a pipe organ starts up or a choir sings, even if we do not necessarily agree with the words of the song. While we do not want to repeat the excesses and mistakes of religion, there is some value in erecting a few buildings to celebrate humanity. There is value in creating more inspiring songs, yes, sung by secular choirs, yes, to encourage and enthrall audiences. It will be through these efforts that we will show those that doubt there are others like them. That lonely homosexual teenager
That's me!
who struggles with the noxious message of a deity that would burn people for eternity, could be inspired by a song that spills into the lonely streets where he is walking. A hungry homeless person who refuses to exchange his so-called soul for a warm meal will find a home where there is only acceptance and love. But it is the third reason for an organized effort around the skeptic movement that appeals the most to me personally. Because for so many, it is not just the destination of the group that matters, but the journey. Yes. It is not so much the fact that our team won a game as the expression of exhilaration reflected in our teammates' eyes that we treasure. It is the magic that makes a family such a treasured social construct. It is the belonging, the shared experience, setting goals and winning or losing together, laughing and crying together. It is holding your hand when times are tough without having to placate you with empty promises of useless prayers over unchangeable circumstances brought on by a so-called loving God who is now glaringly absent when you are in your darkest moment. Celebrating and commiserating, sharing joy and grief in equal measure, and thereby unlocking the secret that joy is multiplied in groups while grief is made more bearable. And at the end of life's journey, we will be there to celebrate a life shared, not because we have a futile hope for some imagined distant shores, but because we witnessed that life, while it was in full bloom, and laughing and sharing with us while we were together. Togetherness, that is the value of us.
Thank you, Georgia. Thank you, Cornel. Thank you, Marcel. That was amazing. So let's, real quickly, before we jump into our next segment, talk a little bit more about kind of where we came from, what got us to this point. We had our first and second meetings, and it wasn't long after that the lure of Nashville and the fact that we were centered squarely in the Bible Belt got the attention of other organizations across the world. We got a call from the guy down in the lower left-hand corner, Morgan Spurlock, who did that Super Size Me documentary, and then he has a show on CNN called Inside Man, where he said, hey, we want to talk about religion and the changing landscape. And so he came to Nashville and did a whole documentary about Sunday Assembly and some of the other religious things going on in the world in Nashville. And it was really cool to be a part of. The London Telegraph came out and did a story on us. We did a bunch of local stuff on... there's actually a TV show called Issues of Faith here in town, and we got interviewed and everything. And then the movement as a whole, you know, we are a secular congregation. There are no gods, there are no deities. We are not an atheist organization, but we do find that Sunday Assembly's impact in the broader secular movement is an important one, not only on a global scale, but locally as well. We were really honored to have at Atlanta, Sunday Assembly Atlanta, who there are several representatives today. Say hello, yay. Awesome, they came up for this. But, you know, they've been at this as long as we haven't invited us down to help participate in the Atheist Alliance of America conference. Brenda and Patrick brought the first ever Nashville Nuns Convention to Nashville, and we had 400 people come and attend, and you all were a big part in making that happen. We did the Reason Rally this year, the Reason Rally in Washington, D.C., Sunday Assembly as a whole in Nashville, very much so, came together, and we were with Felicia and the Baltimore crew. But Baltimore came to town too today. This is amazing. And then the real time for me personally where all this started to come together outside of Nashville was in Atlanta, May 29th, 31st at 2015 at Atlanta, Georgia. That was the first opportunity that I had ever had to connect with Sunday assemblies in different areas across the world. And the people in Atlanta were extraordinary. Not only was everything that they did from a venue and a preparation standpoint, absolutely top notch, but they were, to a person, amazing people. And it was this moment, and I don't remember where it was, but I said, wow, this could work. This really could. And I think it was because of that. I asked Christy Gonzalez to do our Trying My Best today. Christy, if you can come up to the stage. Give her a big hand. She's a lovely individual, and she's going to tell you a little bit about, during her Trying My Best, the things that are going on at Sunday Assembly Atlanta. Okay? Hello. Yay! All right, I'm off the stage.
So we've, for a while, been hatching a plan to steal Adam for our Sunday Assembly because he is such a rock star, and you guys have talent just bursting at the seams, and we could use you, Adam, for our anniversary December. That would be awesome. So, as he said, my name's Christy, and I'm an organizer for Sunday Assembly Atlanta, and next month is our 3rd anniversary, and it's so... And it's so wild to think about 3 years ago when you guys were launching your first assembly. I was so jazzed up and excited about building this community, and I had this epic vision of this assembly where we would have this energizing music and bringing all these people together, and Sanderson was coming to host for us. And when we had our first assembly, I expected to feel this incredible high afterwards. And what in fact happened was that I had like a legitimate nervous breakdown. I was juggling a million things, and Sanderson came in and he changed everything at the last minute. And our musician that we hired messed up a bunch of the songs, and then the speaker went on for like 5 minutes talking about how the Sunday Assembly branding was kind of off and we needed to change it. And then people were like, you helped organize this, right? Like, why is Sunday Assembly happening on a Saturday? And it's because that was the only day that Sanderson could come, and it was confusing. And I just remember feeling so let down. And by the end of it, I was so stressed out that I just threw all the sign-up sheets in the back of my car. And I cried and cried on my way to the liquor store. And... I wish I could go back to myself 3 years ago and just tell myself, like, I understand that you're crying because you want this so badly, because you know what Sunday Assembly could be, and you know what this community could mean to so many people, and you think that it has to be perfect in order to accomplish that, but it doesn't have to be perfect. And 3 years later, we in Atlanta... it's definitely still not perfect, but it's real and it's happening, and I never imagined that I would find the kind of family that I have found in Sunday Assembly in Atlanta. Any of you who've found that feeling of family in Sunday Assembly know what I mean when you're at an event like this and you're looking around and you're thinking, where the hell have you people been all my life? I never imagined that I would find friends who would want to do things like our Wonder Club, which is like our philosophy salon, where we wonder more about ideas like free will and personal identity. And I just couldn't have imagined that people would want to get together on a Friday night and, untangle the nature of existence. And one of my favorite Wonder Clubs that we had was our Wonder Club show and tell, where a lot of people brought all of these different things that they wanted to share that make them wonder more. And it was so funny because one guy brought in fossilized dinosaur skin. So there was like half of the people were like all in awe and wonder, like, wow, I can't believe you found this yourself, like fossilized dinosaur skin. And then the other half are the sort of I wonder skeptics, like, I'm pretty sure dinosaur skin doesn't actually fossilize. Isn't that why we don't know if dinosaurs are purple or green or blue? Anyway, it was such a funny conversation, and it's exactly the kind of conversation that you have at Sunday Assembly. It really did seem like at that first Sunday Assembly, like too much to hope for that I would find my new best friend, and she would want to host our Live Better groups, which are groups that we talk about all sorts of ways to live better, like how to get in touch with your inner child by reading Dr. Seuss stories, or that my other new BFF would host a small group series about improv and how to use improv to improve your life. And I have learned so much from my friends who do our mindfulness meditation meetup, and the kind of perspective that I have gained from learning mindfulness has been a transformative awakening experience. We just do so many things in Atlanta. I can't even hope to try to attend all of them. We have like a sci-fi media discussion group. We have a secular support group. We have our help often volunteer events and nonfiction and fiction book clubs. And we're doing like a public speaking class and trivia nights and help often events. And I just think I am so grateful to have all of these different outlets that can meet so many different needs in our community. And to me, it's incredible to be able to drive just a few hours and find that you all are doing the same thing here, and you're doing it differently in your own way, but it's incredible that I feel like this is my tribe. Like, these are my people, and I'm just a conversation away from meeting a new kindred spirit. So even in times like this, when for the past week, post-election, I've been feeling this real, like, unimaginable grief and this sense of, like, the sky is falling and stabbing me in the soul. But I find the most profound consolation in knowing that together we're not just trying our best, we are in fact building a global community that is grounded in reason and facts and compassion and love. And I feel so honored to be a part of this movement with you. So happy anniversary.
Hello, my name is Deb Dennison, and I picked this song because it has a special meaning, I think, that's important right now. It is to be yourself. Don't be trying to be someone you're not. We all want to be richer, smarter, seem more accomplished, but people are people. We have more in common than we realize sometimes. I don't have all the answers. I wish I did, but I don't. There are definitely people like me who are smarter than me and have their life figured out. I don't, but it's okay. We figure it out as we go along. I am what I am.
Yeah, check. I'm not aware of too many things. I know what I know, if you know what I mean. Philosophy is a talk on the cereal box religion.
Okay, before we get to our next section, I want to take a minute and actually talk to you about what I'd like to call the Sunday Assembly Canvas. We have this thing that happens once a month. Sorry, let me just get this. And as you know, if you haven't noticed already, it's your first time, it follows a kind of general sequence. So there's always a theme, and in this case, our theme is live better, help often, wonder more. There's always a host, and in that case, it's me, but that'll change from month to month. We always have lots of cool pop songs, and want to thank and recognize the Unnamed Assembly Band and all the people who take part in that. We have a Trying My Best, where, as Christy said, you just talks a little bit about what's going on in their life. We have a reading, and we have a speaker. And that's really what makes up the main idea. Well, we talked about our theme already. That's a pointer. And we're on the 3-click method. Okay, there, this tiny small picture. Okay, so this is what we're doing right now. But there is so much more going on within a Sunday Assembly from month to month beyond this. And this is our opportunity to go above and beyond. We just had a great a volunteer event happen at Second Harvest Food Bank earlier this month. Or was it late last month? What have you. But there's one of these that goes on every single month. And if you're not keen on coming out and doing the singing, the dancing, and stuff, hopefully you are interested in helping make an impact positively in our community. And these type of events happen all the time. We also have our monthly social event. In this case, we had a bonfire out at Long Hunter State Park. And tons of people came out and they did camping and they did a bonfire and they sang songs. And we do one of those every month. And it can always be different than what we're having today. We have smoops. So these are our small groups. These are, in some ways, what Christy was talking about that they do in Atlanta. Smaller groups of people connected to their community that are finding common interest in learning something. And we do a lot of that here as well. There's beer ones, there's book ones, there's just get to know you ones, all sorts of things. And again, these are happening all the time for people to connect. And then above and beyond that, what we found is we do a lot of this kind of stuff. So not too long ago, we celebrated the wedding of Teresa and Nicole here. Our amazing Brenda Quinn performed the ceremony and did just a beautiful job. The band had an opportunity to play. And just as an FYI, Brenda and many others here are able to do stuff like this if and when you need it. So we are so much, this is the Sunday Assembly canvas, really. This is what we as a community get to focus on. And what I've seen, and I think, being on, talking to international Sunday assemblies and things like that, when you start a Sunday assembly, sometimes it tends to get a little bit messy those first few months that you're doing this. You don't necessarily have the speaker. You don't necessarily know what to do for a volunteer event. But as you start building this community and you start going and you start participating, the canvas changes. Or the canvas doesn't change. I guess what's on that canvas remains. And that's what's so cool about what we get to do as Sunday Assembly. And actually, what we're going to be talking about next. These 3 images at the bottom of these randomly searched Google images are actual images from the artists that we're going to have and invite up to the stage today. So in lieu of a speaker, I want to invite Miss Pamela Cisneros, Mr. Landry Butler, and Mr. Stephen Phelps to come up and join me on the stage. Let's give them all a hand. Stephen, you take that one. All right, guys, so I'm switching to this mic. Do me a favor and just give me a quick 30-second introduction on who y'all are for everybody who might not recognize your face or your name. Pamela, you want to start?
Sure, I'm Pamela Cisneros. I think next month will be a year for me of having some participation in Sunday Assembly. And my husband, Christopher, who normally comes, is sorry that he's not here today to say hello.
So Pamela is an incredible artist, and I fell in love with your stuff the first time I saw it. I actually had a vision of my ceiling in my living room being painted with Pamela, like the Sistine Chapel thing. And I asked Chris, yeah, I did, yeah. And I asked Christopher, her husband, who's an amazing guitar player and plays with the band, I said, think she can do that for me? And he's like, no, you paint in ways that would never be ceiling-esque. Yeah, so, okay. And then Landry Butler, why don't you introduce yourself real quickly?
I'm Landry. Yeah, Landry, I'm the guy. Yeah, you know, I'm introducing myself to help start Sunday Assembly. Yeah, how about that?
Yeah.
We had a good, how about that? That's very cool. It's 3 years later, and look at all these people.
And Landry's art I actually do have in my house. And besides the fact that he's one of the founding members of Sunday Assembly and one of my best friends, he's got amazing talent, when it comes to, your paintings and your photographs and your music and stuff. So awesome that's here. And then Mr. Stephen Phelps down there. Say hello, Stephen.
Hi. By the way, I thought you were Bobby McFerrin.
We're doing Don't Worry, Be Happy next month.
And if you don't mind, Adam, I'll be glad to pipe some music into your house.
There you go.
I thought that rendition to me that I painted down there in that bottom right picture is pretty realistic, too.
Yeah, you think? Well, we'll get there.
Okay.
So I will tell you that Stephen and I met in July, I think, of the first, or we met much earlier than this, but I remember it was in July in a sweaty outside Sunday Assembly venue where we were trying to make the best with what we had. We had some band members that were kind of transitioning out, Hadley Park, right? And I remember Steven sitting in the audience and I remember looking him out there and thinking, we're going to be okay, because he is ready to come aboard and help, really make this music thing great. So, fantastic artist in and of himself. Okay, so what I wanted to ask you about is, you're all artists, and we're going to talk about that in a second, but you're also, for the most part, secular individuals. What was life like in the world prior Sunday Assembly, living as a secular artist or individual in your community? Landry, go ahead. You're the man.
Yeah, I've been to Nashville since '75, so I've kind of built my life in a way that works for me as a secular person. I don't know, have a lot of friends that are religious, but I also kind of, just the way my life is structured, it was okay. I mean, it's better. Sunday Assembly is a good thing, but I don't know. I wasn't prepared for this question.
You didn't put that on the handout. No. Never mind.
Chris's question was inspiration to create. Yes, that's a different question.
Let's ask that question.
Well, I want to answer that first one now.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right, I'm interested in your answer. Yeah, I actually am. So
I can answer that question in about 5 words. Let's turn to page 2. Holy, holy, holy. All right, stand to your feet. That was my life before this.
And you were stuck in it for a while as well. I mean, yeah, realizing that you took you a while to get out and into this.
It didn't ever really. Well, we'll talk about that later.
Okay, perfect. Pamela, what about you? You moved here from North or South Carolina?
Moved here from Charleston, South Carolina, the buckle of the Bible Belt. But I come at this kind of from a different perspective, I think, than a lot of the Sunday Assembly people that I've met. I was not, even though I'm from North Carolina, born and raised in the South, I was not brought up in a religious family. And I rejected the religion that was around me at a very, very young age, like 8. Just said, no, this does not make any sense. So I kind of have come through where it seems like a lot of people might even just now be. I've been there for a long time. So Sunday Assembly, to me, it's not really about that waking up, and recognizing that there's another way to think. It's more about being able to go somewhere and have people run up and hug you and not ask you, what church do you go to? The first thing out of the box, that's what they ask everywhere in the South. And so it's to not have to answer that question.
Can I get an amen? Well,
Jeremy, can you pull up our website? Okay, so that next question, which is the first question that I told you I was going to ask, which was what again?
What inspires you to create?
Yeah. So I want to talk about that. Now, as you can see up here, we're actually on SundayAssemblyNashville.com, and all three of these guys have been gracious enough to let us display, the art that they've created that either represents in their mind what that canvas looks like to them, or something specific that they've painted for that kind of mentality. So we've got Pamela's beautiful work, and when I asked her Wonder More, she connected with this piece. When I ask you, what does inspire you to create this?
Well, it's kind of interesting. I think a lot of artists would probably say this. I don't really feel like I get inspiration as much as I have a compulsion to create. It's not a choice. It's just something that has been with me my whole life, always making something, creating something. So it's not like I walk around in the world and see something and then want to go, do a painting of it. And particularly for me, my process is not like a traditional artist path where I think, okay, I want to do a peacock and I want to have an oak tree and I want to have a lot of green. I don't have any plan when I start a piece. It's a blank canvas with a blank mind, and so that's why Wonder More really works for most of my pieces, because it's a constant process of seeing what's going to unfold and letting the painting guide me rather than me guide the painting.
I might say you'd be surprised what's under what the end result is, right?
Oh, completely.
Pamela?
Yeah, definitely. And people tell me that, I think that, and this question is actually a little different than what I thought we were going to answer to, but hey, I'm going to go with it. So I think that one way that I help people actually through my art is helping them to get to that place of wonder, because people tell me that when they look at my paintings, every time they find something new that they didn't see the last time that they looked at it. And so Chris can attest to that. So it's like opening up that place, that childlike wonder place that some people don't have access to as naturally as other people do. So it's kind of inviting them in to come and open up that space.
Andrew, why don't you tackle that same one?
wow, okay. Yeah, Pamela took everything I was going to say and said it much better and more eloquently. But yeah, it's like a compulsion thing. Like you have to eat. You have to, I don't know, do whatever you do. I also, it's also kind of a thing that keeps life in balance for me, because it's a lot of time. You spend a lot of time in life doing stuff to make money and live your life and all that. It's good to have some sort of other activity to kind of also put energy into. That's more what I want to do. So yeah, that's what I do. I do it because it's fun and because it's interesting, and it keeps me sane as well as sane can be. Yeah. So
Stephen, you don't have the visual art per se. The sonic arts is more your style. And if you scroll down on our website, we put up one of our recent assemblies right there on the front, the August 2016, which was our makers assembly, I believe. Yes. And so the first song we did there was one where Stephen wrote it, and we were all using drills and hammers to make the percussion sound, and Cisneros is wailing on the guitar. But anyway, tell us about your create, because you're writing.
Okay. It's probably a little different than here, because I've had various things that inspired me to create. Of course, romance is a big topic. Love is a big topic, and songwriting, that's been in there. Sometimes it's comedy. I love comedy, so I like to write a lot of funny songs, and I do that. I have written many songs when it was just almost like, let's do this. Not so much an inspiration or anything, but my cousin is a songwriter. He'd come up and we just get in there and hammer it out. It's almost like just wait until the inspiration comes. And so those things, some of them are very inspired. Some of them are almost like,
let's just go to work. Let's go to work and see what happens. And what I find to be the most rewarding is when you find that little kernel of an idea and you finally are able to pinpoint the idea in 2 or 3 words that really focus the whole content of the song. Like this one, for instance. Well, I was driving along one day and I knew I wanted to write a song for this occasion, and all of a sudden that little phrase, "some assembly required," hit me, and I said, oh man, that's it. Because you can talk about all the parts of putting the thing together. You can use those, drills and things like that to accomplish it. So those are the best songs, the ones that hit you, and they're just super easy to do. Voila, Religion was like that. And I'll tell you another one, you've never heard it, but it was the easiest song I ever wrote. It was a song called Preserving the Wildlife. And it was about a guy, and he was the only one in his group that had not gotten married and settled down yet. And so it's just so easy to write that song, The smoke-filled light of the neon night is my natural habitat. I'm the last of the party animals. It just flew out. It was like,
That's great. Awesome. All right, last question for y'all. Again, we talk about Sunday Assembly, and you guys are either directly or indirectly involved with it in many capacities. We talk about our theme and the motto, live better, help often, wonder more. Is there one of those that you find that you connect with more so than the others? And if so, why? I think that was... Sure, go ahead, Pamela.
Okay. Actually, no, it's kind of interesting for me. All of them are really, really natural for me and have been my entire life. But I would say that the one that is the most prevalent for me is wonder more. And then Christopher, if he were here, he would tell you that the number one word in my vocabulary is why. It's just a natural thing for me. I'm always, from the huge looming questions to the little tiny things. And he'll often say to me, nobody would ask that. Who thinks like that? But that's just a natural way that I think. I just am very, very curious and always trying to dissect and understand how things work and why they work the way they do.
Yes, I'd probably say help often would be mine on that. And I'd like to break that down maybe into 3 points. One, outside this community that we have here, in the community at large, I think it's important that we're available to go out there and show the face of the secular community. So I think it's important we help often in that respect. I also think that, and I come from a church background, so I'm very familiar with how this works within a group maybe this size. You have to have willing helpers. Otherwise, you'll find that, as in many congregation approaches, you'll have a group that are always engaged and always doing the job, and it's easy to burn them out if you aren't available to help within your own group. And then the final one is a personal thing. My mother always inspired me, I think, to get more out of life by giving more to those around you. So it's kind of a self-fulfilling thing to go out there and do that. He once wrote a song, if you want to feel good, make somebody else feel better. So it kind of works that way for me. And right now, as far as the songwriting thing, I can't stop. I've got the compulsion right now because this is... And so there's a lot of them coming up.
That's great. Steven, the song man, that is awesome. I would, for me, Live Better encompasses the other two because one of the things that drew me to Sunday Assembly in the first place was Sanderson and Pippa in one of their interviews referenced Dr. Martin Seligman, who is the positive psychology guy who's done a lot of research into how people, even when their life is falling apart, they just lost their house, their kids died, something terrible's happened, they can still find ways to get through that in a positive way. And so that's kind of what got me into the Sunday Assembly thing, because that whole idea of just kind of working with what you have and trying to make something positive from that is a big part of living better for me. I find that to do that, I have to help other people because we're all related. We're all trying to make the world a better place in our own little way. And then the wonder more is just because, you know, there's a lot of good things going on, and if you take time to focus on them or notice them, that's good too. So that all helps me live better. So yay.
Thank you, guys. All right, let's give them a hand. And thanks for letting us put your stuff up on our website. Guys, check it out. Bookmark it on your mobile. We're going to be doing a lot of updating in the near future. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Awesome. All right, we are... you wouldn't believe how quickly I had all this stuff laid out, like as far as what minute something's going to happen. We probably blew by it already, but we're doing all right. Franco, please come up here for a second. Everybody give Franco a hand. I asked Franco to pick a song as well, and he picked a really cool song that you're going to see here, but we were just, well, the video speaks for itself. I think we're going to let Franco tell us why he picked this song. All right, buddy.
All right, so the song is called Malfunction by a group called Steam Powered Giraffe. So why I picked it is mostly the live better and help often part. So the song is all about all of us have little issues in our heads. Some of them are big issues, some of them are small issues. Some things are not actually issues. Some things are where other bits of society are condemning us for things that are just us. So malfunction could refer to health issues. It could refer to just a way of life. It could be some core being of yourself, or it could be just the fact that you have purple hair, or are female, or Muslim, or atheist. And so with this, we're actually going to have a video played of it. So there won't be lyrics on the stage. I'm going to read you a few of them just so you know what they are. Some of the lyrics I can't quite hear just because of the inflection. So it leads off with, who am I? What am I? What's inside that's causing this malfunction? Mislabeled, unable to repair this functioning just fine, we arrive. What's your malfunction? Don't be scared. It don't matter how you wear your hair. What's your function? Find its mirth. Perfect's a bore for what it's worth. So it's all about acceptance, not guilt, not shame. We as Sunday Assembly are here to love each other, to support each other, and if you've got something that you can't quite get right, we'll love you anyway. If it's something that you might need help with, say the word, hold out your hand, we'll bring you up, we'll help you. So why are we not playing it when we have this unbelievably awesome band? Because I would want to sing it and I would burst out crying if I tried doing that. So please roll.
That's a cool song. Thank you, Franco, for picking it. All right, let's go to the next slide because I don't remember. Oh, man. Right. So thank you all for coming today. These are kind of my the closing thoughts portion of it, and we're going to have another song before we go. I kind of struggled with trying to figure out what exactly to say here. Certainly on an international level, Sunday Assembly is still doing its best to do great work out there. We are in 70 assemblies today, and again, there are more, but we are a nonprofit organization. We are volunteer-run 100% here locally, and there are, I think, 4 paid staff globally. So they've got a lot of work on their plate and a lot of need, as you can imagine. Here locally, we're all volunteer. I'm just a guy, and we're all just people here. And but one thing that I've learned in the 3 years that I've been involved with Sunday Assembly more than anything else is that I can count on you. You guys are my people. When I don't know how to get out of bed because I'm going through things 3 years ago that I had never imagined and conversations I never have to have, I got to come here and sing or go visit Georgia or any of those things. And I think now, considering the state of America and what we've all been collectively through, and I think where we're collectively unsure of what it's going to be next. I mean, we can count on each other, both here in this room or to the 800 people who are connected already to Sunday Assembly Nashville via Meetup or Facebook or anything else, or globally, you know, where I can hear Felicia's frustrations from Baltimore, and I can read Christie's celebrations in Atlanta, and we can hear and talk about all this. And I think that if we collectively decide to paint this canvas together, because we're going to exist as a community whether Sunday Assembly is here or not. The canvas that Sunday Assembly provides us is how we can come together and celebrate and have fun and learn things and do all of these great things together and support each other through really crazy, uncertain times. So what's the next slide? Because I don't know that I can talk anymore about that. Announcements! Yay! All right, somebody needs to give me a program. Can you pull up, well, you don't have to pull up Meetup, but if you can pull up the Facebook page, Jeremy, for me. So is anybody not on Meetup, Sunday Assembly Nashville's Meetup page? If you're not, connect. Find us on Meetup. Sign your name. You're going to see absolutely everything that we have going on in there, including who all is coming. All of our all of our events are out there, and we've got some cool things happening. First of all, I will tell you, after today's assembly, we are having lunch at Scarrett Bennett, which is this place, and it's literally right across the way. Brenda has something that she would like to tell about that, so let's welcome up Brenda Quinn to the stage. Amazing.
Hey, just really quickly, they will not open the doors until 11:45, so we have plenty of time to buy T-shirts, to go buy your lunch ticket if you haven't yet. We have about 5 extra lunch tickets that are not reserved. Oh, and there's coffee, of course, in the back. We have about 5 extra lunch tickets. So if you did not reserve for lunch and you would like to buy lunch, if you go get on that wait list, you have a good chance of getting one of those lunches. Unfortunately, we did have to pay in advance and we did have to reserve numbers. So that's the way it is this month. That's how Scarrett Bennett made us do it. So 11:45, if you have not yet bought your lunch ticket outside from Tanya, she has it, and if you're on the reserve list, you have a ticket waiting. $12 for adults, $6 for kids. We're subsidizing kids. 2 entrees, vegetarian, non-vegetarian, and it's right next door. I mean, literally, walk out, it's this building to the right, and 11:45. Any questions about lunch? Everywhere, yeah.
So
Sorry.
there probably will be a few people that did not register. Frankly, I don't even know that I did. But if you're not, then let's try to find each other, and we can all go to someplace else if need be. So one of the best parts about this is as the ability to get together afterwards. So let's just, if you want to go out to lunch, we'll make it happen. All right, so then what's up? What else is going on here? We've got beer and books at the Cooks, as you can see. The Cooks, Stephen and Melissa in the back, they've got this great smoop going on. We've got the Middle Ground potluck at George's house, which is coming up here next Sunday. And then the Cooks are back at it again with Thanks Friendsgiving on November 24th. So I think did you guys host last year, or was it somebody else? I think it was, Marcine, yeah. Cool, we got a cookout happening at Stephen and George's on December 3rd. You can see a trend here, Cooks and the Georgia Stephen crew. Help off and committee meeting, guys. We do a lot of fun, cool events that we have to volunteer for, but we need resources. We really need people that can help out, find cool activities and ways that we can volunteer, and then we definitely need feet on the street to help us make those happen. We've now got a secular mindfulness group, which is running, and Pat, wave your hands over there. Pat is going to be starting that, and everything that we have going on is YouTube. I'm sorry, Pat, go ahead.
There's a Facebook group.
Oh, there's a Facebook group for the mindfulness page. So, awesome. Facebook, Sunday Assembly. We have our main page, which is Sunday Assembly Nashville, and it's generic for everybody. If you wanted to get in the know and see what's going on, the secret Sunday Assembly page is the way to go. So there is an invitation process in there that we've got to go through where you've got to notify or I think they request an invitation, or do we have to sign them up?
Yeah, all you got to do is write to anybody that you know at Sunday Assembly and say, hey, I would like to be in the secret group, and they'll forward it to me, and we'll make it happen for you.
Talk to somebody in the back if you aren't connected to that. And then all of our committees have board page or have pages as well. So before we do the passing the hat, oh yes, Ashley.
One more thing. We just decided this is the Help Austin Committee. I took the liberty of signing us up, Sunday Assembly, for Holiday Heroes. It's a program that Youth Villages runs where some of the kids in our programs give us wish lists for Christmas. Unfortunately, we will not have another assembly before the gifts are due, but I just got 10 wish lists with 3 presents each for our kids in our transitional living program and their children. So this is going to, I was actually going to talk to Patrick about that afterward, but if anyone would like to help out, please come see me. We will have a sign-up sheet on the Facebook group. Terry's working on that. And yeah, so we just want to make sure that we can all help out. And we're going to see if we can have a sign-up sheet and maybe get everyone in by the 23rd. So, but that's the what Help Austin is doing this month. So I just want to get that out since we're not going to have another assembly before the 23rd of November. Yes. Okay.
That's fantastic. Let's get it out there so we can make it a really successful event. That's great. Okay, so again, we're going to talk about Pass the Hat in a second, but first of all, I want to recognize some people within Sunday Assembly. The board today is made up of myself, Pat Sharp, Brenda Quinn. If you guys could stand up, David Lyle, Patrick Horst, Tanya Tresice, she's still in the back, and James, who is not here today, but these guys put in a tremendous amount of work, not only leading the strategic part of what we do here at Nashville, but also chairing a lot of the committees. Please give them a big hand. And Tanya in the back with our finances. There's also several committees that do what we do. We have Brenda and the Wonder More Committee that really puts all of these events together. David. Live Better. Live Better is Brenda. Live Better. So all the cool social things that we've got going on there. Brenda's the chair of that committee and makes everything happen, and she's available for weddings. Pat Sharp is a chair of our assembly production group, so she makes sure that all of this stuff comes together and also sings with us. Tanya is finance director. David is chair of the Wonder More and the kids programs. I work with music. James does help Wonder More or Help Often. And Patrick is responsible for all the communications, the updated website, the stuff you see on Meetup. It's a lot of hard work, guys, and it's 100% volunteer, which is why we're going to ask you for donations. So we every Sunday, we try to pay for this room, of course. We try to pay for any expenses around the other events that we've got going on, and obviously there are expenses. You will also notice that we are pretty much at capacity. So we are going to try to start the search for a larger space to do this because we think people will come, but that's obviously going to cost more to do it. So if you guys can help us by not only buying t-shirts or giving today, but there's also a really cool thing that you can do, and I did this last night since I realized I had not set up my recurring donation, is do a recurring donation through our website. So if you go to your mobile app right now, you can see not only Pamela and Landry's beautiful art and hear Stephen's amazing song, but you could also donate 5, 10, 25, 50, whatever you can on a monthly basis, which really helps us budget and plan appropriately. So beyond that, I think we're done. Yes, Josh.
Don't forget Amazon Smile.
Oh, yes, Amazon Smile. If you buy through Amazon, we get a cut of that. So please keep that in mind as well. Is there anything else that I am forgetting before we start to wrap this up? Guys, thank you so much. I hope you had a wonderful time today. We're going to do one more song before we break for lunch. But happy 3-year anniversary to us all. Hope you stick around. Let's get that video rolling and stand up because we're going to do another song.
Hi, this is Chris. When Adam asked me to choose a song for Sunday Assembly Nashville, I didn't have to think too hard about it. This song's a favorite of mine. It came out right about the time that I started meeting people from Sunday Assembly and getting hooked in with the Atheist Meetup group. It's somewhat of an anthem, and for some reason it was just catchy, and I got hooked on it. And the lyrics, "We are loud like love," tended to resonate with how I felt at the time, with the feeling of optimism. I'm also going to say that in this time after the election, it's easy to be very down, but this song kind of just helps me think that we are who we are and we need to speak out and stand tall. So this is Placebo, Loud Like Love.
guys were awesome today. Thank you so much for coming. Hope you had a great time. Stick around for some coffee, buy a t-shirt. Have a great afternoon.